society put so much pressure on the man and they expect the man to keep quiet. Oh, you must be a man. You must do this. Men don't cry. Men don't do this. You probably heard all that. I'm not going to go on a tirade. But here is an interesting bit for us, right? This morning. Because you see, back in the year 1999 and into the early 2000s, particularly 1999-2000, DVDs started to make inroads into Nigeria. They've been doing so for years, for at least a decade in the US, as, computer companies, IBM, Apple, and the rest, what they call them, Dell, all these other companies, Compaq, were all, making home computers and they were putting DVDs in them. All right, great. The technology became easily accessible. And so people started to buy DVD players. Remember that? Then we got to the point where those DVD players, thanks once again to technology, started to be infused with our hi-fi system, our stereo system. So you could buy a whole set. Those days you used to buy, the amplifier, the turntable player, and a synthesizer separately with speakers before you go and buy your VHS or your video player. But technology came and you could buy an entire box that could do everything. Right? It had an amplifier system. It had your DVD. You can play your DVD. Those days, early ones could only play VCD. So it could be turntable, 3-loader, 5-loader. You buy it. You connect it to your TV and you're a big boy. And so from that time till about now, it's been the aim of every bachelor, every man, to want to get into his house and buy these household appliances. My father is an electronic junkie, right? If it's new, if it can make his life better, if it can make him enjoy his music better, my father would buy it. So my dad bought a Walkman, a disc player. My dad bought a mini disc player. I don't get to see mini disc players any longer because the technology is old. But earlier on in those years, my dad got one because he loved his music and he loved technology. And so for many other homes, people would save to buy washing machines, to buy irons, ironing boards. People will save enough money to buy a big deep freezer. In fact, it was one of the things, I remember to say, for a man to want to marry a woman, you must have TV, DVD, refrigerator, gas cooker. If you enter any boy house and now let phone and TV in get, no enter again, no, he never ready to marry. Remember when that used to be something? But ladies and gentlemen, no thanks to the inflation, particularly this year, right? We've seen the sharp rise. In fact, some of the sharpest rises in second-hand sales across board, from clothes to whatnot. But when it concerns men, more people are now looking for second-hand TVs to buy. 6 years ago, you could buy a 50-inch television for 150,000 naira. Today, that same size of television retails for about 400,000 naira brand new, if you are lucky. And I say if you're lucky because you're obviously buying a brand name that is not the big LGs, the big Sony, the big Pioneer, or the big Hisense models. No, you're buying something that nobody really knows rather. So here it comes, ladies and gentlemen. It seems as though because of the rise in cost of living, the items that people have stopped buying, they're not having to buy them. There was a time when if you wanted to start your house, you were thinking of buying new iron, pressing iron for your clothes. You were thinking of getting new television sets, buying new DVDs, buying new fans, buying new air conditioners. But these days, ladies and gentlemen, most people are starting their homes with everything, and I mean everything, second-hand, or even more interestingly, condemned. So people are going to Ilabuchi or Ojoto to buy condemned parts. They will buy, once again, I'm not telling you what I have not found. This is what I have been researching in the past 2 months. They will buy compressor, condemned. They will buy the plastic, condemned. They will buy the fan, 8,000 naira. They will call They will call Hakim. Oga Hakim, come, the electrician who fixes ACs, and say, couple lamp, assemble lamp. And then the man is putting patchy, and boom, they have an air conditioner in their house. But there's a risk to buying these things, ladies and gentlemen. By the time Hakim has assembled your air conditioner for, let's say, 25 or 40,000 naira, as the case may be these days, he is only doing what he knows best to fix them. But he may not know that there are certain, fail safes that air conditioner ought to have. Little wonder, you plug it, after a while, it blows. And then it doesn't just stop there. Even the cooking appliances that you like to have, your cooking gas, people are buying second-hand cooking gas. Have you looked inside and checked the rust inside that cooking gas? People don't. But because they need cooking gas in their house, they buy. How Papa and Kechi won't do now, you get to buy. It gets even worse. People are buying second-hand pots and frying pans. We want non-stick. Did you know that it is very dangerous to have a non-stick cook pan or cooking pot that is peeling and you repaint it? But we don't know. You know why? Because I too went to go and look for second-hand frying pan to buy. Non-stick. I want to cook like the chefs I see on Instagram. I want my food not to be sticky. I want to flip it, make my sunny side, make my chicken look all nice and rosy. I was doing this to my own detriment. You know why? Many of those pots and pans you are buying have been spray painted with the wrong chemicals. But because we want to have a home, we are buying second-handed items. We are not even considering the dangers we are putting, not just ourselves, but our loved ones. And in conclusion, before we open the microphone and have you join us in this conversation, the cost of getting the items, these second-hand items, is not particularly cheap. Ladies and gentlemen, a second-hand 1.5 horsepower air conditioner right now is retailing for about 100,000 naira in Port Harcourt. Yes, now let us have a conversation.
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigeriainfo FM. Nigeriainfo, let's talk.
With Jude on 92.3 Nigeria Info.
Are you aware of the risk of buying second-hand home appliances? That's my question for you this morning. 08179230002, 08179230003, WhatsApp 08090306416, 08090306416. All right, that's why I send us a message to WhatsApp at Nigeriainfo PH. At Nigeriainfo PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo PH. Adebayo on WhatsApp says 52 inches is 800k plus now, Jude. Oh, 800,000 naira for just 52 inches worth of TV. Yes, it's good, right? Make you enjoy it, but it's expensive. But are you concerned about what you're buying secondhand? Frank here says, Jude, is there anywhere you don't go to in this Port Harcourt? How do you know these prices? But my brother, everything secondhand these days has gone up. You are as well advised to buy a brand new one. But that's the thing, the brand new ones are not very cheap. Look, I get it, right? Growing up, my father always used to say, buy your fridge brand new. Buy your deep freezer brand new. It will last you for a long time. Yes, in fact, the freezer my parents are using, I think they probably bought it, 2000, if I'm not mistaken. It's still alive. It's still functioning till today. Yes. But you see, if a family is to begin today and they want to get this, they want to take my father's advice and buy a brand new deep freezer, something about 250 liters, a single chest deep freezer, you're spending close to 250,000 naira. We have gotten to the point, ladies and gentlemen, a big fridge is now 1 million naira. the luxuries, or is it the very basic amenities that should make life readily fun for you and your wife? These days, I remember in that time, my mom once dreamed. Can you imagine? Can you imagine, guys? My mom once dreamed that we should get a dishwasher. I know that sounds like it's a luxury for many Nigerian home. Dishwasher. When Osara is 5 and 10, when can he not wash plates? I've been washing plates since. Why do we need a dishwasher? Washing machine makes sense, but dishwasher. But ladies and gentlemen, all these things, all these household appliances are designed to make your life more comfortable. Yes, you can argue that that you will spend a lot of money and put money in other people's pockets. Meanwhile, maybe your sons and daughters are becoming lazy. But I don't see anybody trekking to their farms these days, at least not in the city. I don't see many of you taking a 45 minutes jog to the office. You have your cars. So why can't you have better amenities in your house? It's International Men's Day. You have already started telling your husband, we need a new generator. A new generator, 3.5 kVA, ladies and gentlemen, it's about 450,000 naira now. But you want Emeka because it's the breadwinner to buy it. The pressure is on Emeka. It's getting worse and worse. But you say we should buy second-hand item. But there are dangers to this, and that's what we're talking about this morning. Are you aware of the dangers of buying these second-hand items? You're telling Emeka to go and buy another one. Pressure. International Men's Day. Pressure. You are not bringing money. You're only asking Emeka to get ready and buy.
You're only asking Emeka to get ready and buy. How about you win something for Emeka? 100,000 naira, celebrate Emeka for his hard work. I mean, everybody that represents an Emeka in your life, your father, your brother, your friend, your colleague, your husband, your
Police confirm killing of motorcycle rider in Ahoda East, Rivers State. Controversy lingers ahead of Rivers APC State Congress. Experts react to military destruction of illegal crude oil sites. In business, NNPCL speaks on delay in completing rehabilitation of Port Harcourt refinery. In entertainment, Grammy Award nominee Davido to celebrate birthday with 300 million naira donation to charity organizations. In sports, Manchester United considers swap deal for Nigeria's striker Victor Osimhen. And on the foreign scene, a Russian president signs decree allowing use of nuclear weapons in war with Ukraine. Details in the 12 noon bulletin. To reach the news team, send an SMS or WhatsApp message to 0808-721-7215. 0808-721-7215. My name is Jude or Mamegbe. Thank you for listening and good morning.
Are you up to date with ideas for sustainable development?
92.3 Nigeriainfo serves you opportunities
to ask great questions,
Contribute solutions.
and transform society for the better.
I'm listening. Are you?
Are you aware of some of the dangers of buying second-hand home appliances? For many of you, there's nothing there now. You just buy the washing machine second-hand. You buy the iron. You buy the refrigerator. You buy the deep freezer. You buy the iron. You buy the lights. I know, and don't get me wrong, the second-hand market is a good place for you to go and have your house fully equipped. That way we are recycling. That way we don't continuously fill our dump sites or our sites, our landfills with items that could have been recycled. Don't get me wrong. I am not frowning against you buying anything secondhand. However, because of the state we are in right now as a nation, where the cost of commodities has nearly tripled, in some cases, many Nigerians are now having to go back to items that they ought not to go back. Like I said a few moments ago, buying a television set these days, particularly a flat screen television, it's now becoming very luxurious. So the idea right now, where the technology is right now, is LEDs. You are meant to buy an LED television. An LED television right now has different grades. You have OLED, you have UHD. And if you didn't know, if you're still stuck up on, you're trying to get a TV that has 4K, uncle, auntie, we have now moved on to 8K television. 8K. Not even 6. We've left 6. Most Nigerians don't have a 6K television. Most Nigerians, particularly of you who are in the urban center, you are thinking of getting flat screen. And a flat screen, I make a buy them. But they are grades. But because of the cost, rather than buying an LED TV, that is a light emitting diode television, some people are now having to buy a second-hand plasma television. The plasma television still looks flat, but guess what? It consumes more power. So you'll be asking yourself, why my light be? Why they have like this? Uncle, it's because you are using a plasma television. You're not using LDO. You want to watch movies, okay? Because brand new players are expensive, you are now having people buying, once again, old DVD players. How many of you have been to the CD shop to go and look for DVDs to buy? How many of you? What's the cost right now? And then guess what? The waste that those things generate continues to increase. Imagine those days you come to people's house, there's a cabinet filled with DVDs. You don't have that in a lot of modern homes. But guess what, guys? It is returning. It is making a return. Why? Because people can't afford the newer technology. And then, is it about lights? Look at the homes. Everybody keeps talking about buy energy saving bulbs. But if you're going to buy a decent energy saving bulb, those ones that can shine really brightly and probably last hours and hours, you're talking about close to 2,000, 3,000 naira. In some places in Port Harcourt, I still see yellow bulbs, 100 watts. Ask how much 100 watts or 50 watt bulbs cost these days. You would be amazed. But there's a risk, there's a danger. The question is, are you aware? Are you willing to take the risk of second-handed items? What do you need to do before you buy a second-hand washing machine, iron, television, ceiling fan, standing fan, air conditioner, high power this, low power that, whatever it is you want to buy to make your house, your home more comfortable?
The views and opinions shared on this program do not represent the position of Nigerian FM, Nigeria Network.
0173002 to see if could that made 65-inch television he bought in 2021 for 320,000 naira. Guess how much it is now? Some $1,000 shy of 1 million naira. I got mine last year, October, 55-inch for 300,000 naira, and it's almost 700,000 naira now. It is not easy. Nothing is basic now. I must say, are you serious that people are painting their frying pans and pots and selling? How now, Drew? That's not true. Auntie Shei or Uncle Shei, it is very true. It's not what they told me. It is what I saw. Remember I told you, I too wanted to get a non-stick pan to cook. To be like those of you who are cooking, making content on Instagram. And the day I went to the shop, I saw the man painting the frying pan. In fact, it was that particular discovery that made me look very closely at all the frying pans and pots he had on sale. He was using black oil paint, and he had a small spray gun, and he sprayed it as well to give it that gloss. So some of you have bought frying pans and pots. You are just cooking your own cancer in your own house. Muriel is on the line from Okrika. Muriel, good morning to you.
Hi, Jude, good morning.
Good morning, please.
Jude, I don't know if you've forgotten that another person I'm meat.
Interesting.
And then I'm me too. No, but what do we do, Jude? No, there are situations when you're just lucky. I know someone that bought a very, very good car, from a friend that wants to relocate. Even house equipment, we can still call those ones second hand, but they are good.
Yes.
And sometimes, when people have issues, they want to sell their things, not because they don't like them, not because those things are not good quality. They sell at a very cheap price. You buy, you're lucky you buy. But when you want to go to this second-hand market, I would suggest that you get an electrician, probably a neighbor that knows everything about electric. They go with their tools with you, then they check. Because you go and carry something that will come and explode in the house. You have little children here, You have little children, and the wires, immediately you on a fridge, all of a sudden, even the wall will be shocking you. The children cannot, you just start. Sometimes it's so risky that you're life-threatening electrical equipment. For me, just go with an electrician, let them check for you before you buy anyone.
Okay. All right. I think that's a pretty good advice, because I think some people have had the experience of buying air conditioners secondhand, and then after about 2 days, everywhere in the house I had to give them blessings on blessings when it comes to electrical shocks. Yeah, it's very. You can't open the door. You can't open the door. The fridge. You can't open it. It's terrible. It's terrible. Muriel, thank you very much. But she has a point. Once again, I have not said don't buy second-hand. The question is, are you aware of the risk? You see, if you were to go to the Home Depot or Home Shop or electrical appliance store to buy a brand new television, a brand new refrigerator or deep freezer, you know that there's warranty. You know that the chances of this thing having a fault, in the next 6 months or even 2 years is very limited. You are taking away that risk, and you are also going to be under warranty. Anything goes wrong, none of your own making, the owners of that particular equipment would pay for it. The people who sold it to you would or ought to pay for it. But not everybody can and will. And before you come online and come at me and say, oh, it's the Nigerian economy, it's our government alone. Baba, even in the US, people are buying second-hand dishwashers, people are buying second-hand televisions, people are buying second-hand phones. Please, don't feel it's only a Nigerian thing. No, it's a global thing right now. More people are holding on to their equipments, their home appliances, because the cost of buying a brand new one has increased, substantially. It's not just 1 or 2 cents. We're talking about close to 20 to 35% increase on the average cost of household items. And so for couples who are about to start homes, or even couples who have children, if today, and this is me, I'm going to expose myself now, if today your television set blows, how much would it cost for you to fix it? Ideally, it shouldn't take you a day or two, but these days, my television blew last year, just before December. I spent 80,000 naira to fix it. I did not watch TV on Christmas Day, ladies and gentlemen. I was pained. Chris is on the line, speaking to us from Port Harcourt. Chris, good morning to you.
Good morning.
Good morning, Chris.
Well, let me say this. The reason why people things are very expensive now. I'm just coming back from filling station. You know this 6 kg gas cylinder?
Yes.
The last one I bought it 9,000 something at Aba. But now my own has issue. I said, let me pick one. You know how much? 36,000. 36,000. So before people don't even blame people that go the other way around.
No, but don't say I'm not blaming anybody for buying secondhand. The question we're asking is, are you aware of the risk of buying secondhand? Do you check all those things you want to buy? Chris, did you check if it's secondhand gas? People have been selling secondhand gas cylinders since I was in secondary school. Una, they check?
Yes, I do. Like now, ignorance at times. You can check something like my very self now, in my own field. I am the one to tell you, like when I went to feed that gas, the people there told me, say, Oga, this gas, this cylinder, you can't make use of it again. I said, no, I just finished cooking with it now. But to great surprise, something. So if you're novice on anything, you might not know anything about. So at times, don't blame people. You know what you know. You talk on what you know now, just like that cylinder now. So people do check. People that know all those things. Like my very self now, there's nothing you preach to me for me to buy second-hand phone. I know about that. Anything without receipt, I know 2 things are involved. I know 2 things are involved. And I know when somebody says, okay, buy, you go buy. Anytime when it happens, I know the worth of that phone. That the phone is like 100 and something thousand. Somebody brought phone for you, tell you to give him 20,000 naira. You know the source of that phone. So that is to me, it's a very expensive.
Chris,
I am telling you.
I know.
Even if I'm wrong or not, carry that cylinder, come and say, August, I'm not 10,000. It takes the grace of God for me not to pay. Now that is the reason why at times people enter some of the. You don't blame people now. Frustration.
Okay, all right, Chris. Yes, it's frustration. So they buy the things that they need in their houses. Okay. Good morning. Please, I'm very, very surprised to hear that people are painting second-hand pots and selling. Is there a government official that can checkmate these things? My sister, I don't know. This do I call it sharp practices? But yeah, I understand the worry. Those metals, those cooking pots, pans and whatnot. There's meant to be. I know SONs, but we're talking about second-hand items here. Right? Talking about second-hand items. Like Miriam said, look, if you're going to buy anything, why don't you go with somebody whose specialty it is to fix those things, right? It's fixing those things. Or maybe he has the shop, sells and whatnot. He has experience. Maybe you have bought things and he has been credible. But, All right, let's continue. 017-923-0002. 0817-923-0007. All right, at Nigeriainfo, PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X at Nigeriainfo. PH at Nigeriainfo. PH is where you find us on Facebook and on X. All right? Jude, is watching television a must? Well, it isn't. It really isn't a must. Let's be honest. It isn't. But, it's become the focal point of entertainment in our lives. right? Almost every home has a television. That's where they get their news from. That's where they get to watch, when their favorite footballers are doing their thing. That's where they watch all the drama. The television has become the nexus point. It's become the focal point for gatherings. So when there's a family meeting, there's a TV on, after they put it off, okay, let's talk, right? It can be distracting, don't get me wrong. But yes, I know some people who don't have a television in their house. They are for all intents and purposes, they are rich people, but they don't have a television because they find other means to engage their minds and entertain themselves. It's not like if they see television outside they will not watch, but they don't have it in their house. It's a totally different thing. Now, I came to Port Harcourt from Lagos some years now, and I refused to become a slave to television and even cars. I know the peace I've enjoyed so far from mechanics headache. Yes, you may have peace from mechanic headache, but you don't also have the freedom of movement. I'm not saying everybody must get a car, but there are pros to get a car, to getting yourself a car. If I have a car now, if I want to just from here go to Bienegua, but I'll go. I won't wait for the taxi to get full. I won't wait for the what's his name, the driver to stop at every 7 petrol stations just so that he can maximize every naira of fuel he's spending. No, I get it. I come out. Now, still on the 65-inch TV, my friend gathered money to repair the damaged one. The sum of 230,000 naira. We went to pick it up. On our way home, the cab driver couldn't spot a pothole. At the top of the vehicle, some metal fell and hit the TV. Jeez. The money was just gone. I was livid and he couldn't even express his anger. That guy has, whoa, that's some bad luck there. TV Sport, to fix it 230k. You fixed it. Going home, the driver got into a pothole. The TV broke again. Hey. Who are his village people? What? All right. Phone lines 017923. I have just about 2 minutes. 0179230002. 0179230003. Joe, good morning. This is on WhatsApp, by the way. Joe, good morning. Buying refrigerators now is so expensive, even the second-hand ones. Sometimes when you go to the places, to the market to buy the second-hand, some of them are looking so old. Yet they'll be charging you 100,000 naira for something that you can see the rust everywhere. Even the repainting job they do is not good enough. It's only God that will help us. Speaking of, thank you very much. Speaking of those refrigerators that they spray, right? Obviously, it's made of some metal. Spraying it prolongs the lifespan of that particular equipment. In this case, it's a fridge. But let me say this: please, do not ignore the advice of a seasoned technician. One of the challenges about this conversation that we're having, talking about buying second-hand items, some people bring in some models into this country that are not designed for the tropics. Some people bring in items to show you how serious this conversation is, ladies and gentlemen. The water heaters in your houses, more landlords or prospective landlords, from what I gather, are spending their money in buying second-hand water heaters. No more shiny brand new ones. Some people are taking the water heaters from let's say one building is meant to be renovated. They'll remove it and go and place it here. They don't check if they need to replace the materials. So if you're going to buy those kind of things, or more, you may buy, it works for 6 months, next thing, it packs up. Next thing, you start to have electrical flaws and faults in your house. This is the challenge of buying second-hand items. Once again, I am not saying don't buy. I am not saying don't buy. Okay. All right. Good morning. Concerning this matter, my gas cylinder was leaking and I wanted to buy a new one, but after discovering the cost, I decided to wait for later. But on reaching home, I had to cook and someone referred me to someone that wanted to sell a hot plate, which I bought at a fairly cheap price. After like 2 weeks of using this hot plate, I discovered that if I was cooking without standing on something and I tried to touch the hot plate, it will shock me real good. So ever since, before touching my pot, I had to climb something to cook. My mom even tested it and it shocked her because I forgot to warn her about it. Oga, isn't it time you save your mom, yourself, and maybe your prospective wife and throw that thing away? Or maybe get an electrician to find out why it is causing you guys shocks. How can you be cooking and I know the feeling too. So that means maybe it's not earthed. Please, Lao, please, look for a good electrician. Either they fix that hot plate for you or you can throw it away. Your life is more important. Please.